What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Cinema Kings. We got a little short episode today. We're going to talk about the Thunderbolts review and rank our Phase 5. Phase 5? We're on Phase 5, right? Phase 5 MCU movies.
Yeah.
It just ended with Thunderbolts. Well, that's the old title. It was an asterisk for a reason. We'll get into that in our review. But how you boys doing today?
Good. Excited to talk about this movie.
Yeah, I'm excited for this movie, and I'm excited for Marvel. Actually, again, which is weird to say, but I guess.
Are we back?
Are we back? Like the 500th time. Are we back?
You guys said Marvel's back with the asterisk at the end.
Is this the best since the Endgame for the 15th time?
Well, I was saying this last night. You know what this means? Fantastic Four is probably going to be ass because they can't make back-to-back good movies.
Actually, there's Ironheart that exists between them, so Ironheart's going to suck, and then Fantastic Four.
Is that? Oh, I totally forgot about that.
That comes up
next month. Yeah, next month.
So Ironheart will be ass, and then Fantastic.
I hope it's not though, because Coogler's producing it, so that's the good thing about it.
Yeah.
I hope it's not. I hope it's good, but we'll see.
Wasn't that supposed to come out 2 years ago?
It's been done for since 2022 or some shit like that.
Yeah, what the hell? that's a great.
Daredevil was started filming and shot entirely afterwards, and it's already been we've already seen it. It's already been out. It's crazy.
Why did they delay it? What?
I think it's because Armor Wars didn't happen, and they were waiting for Armor Wars to happen, and it just didn't come out. They just didn't make it.
Also, they probably. It could have easily came out last year. There was only 2 things that came out last year.
Yeah, last year they just did Deadpool and Agatha. And
if I think
was X-Men 97. Was that last year? X-Men?
I think so. I think it was either early last year. I think
or late 2023, something like that. Yeah.
Aren't they dropping all the episodes for
Ironheart? We have no idea. And then Wonder Man is at the end of the year, which I'm actually excited for that. But
Wonder Man?
Yeah, I heard that he's in that supposed cast. Apparently he's in Doomsday. I don't know if I believe that.
I don't believe that. That whole leak. There's no way. I don't believe that leak. But we'll talk.
They're gonna put Wonder Man and Doomsday before Moon Knight.
Apparently.
No way.
I don't buy that. I don't buy that at all. Oscar Isaac, they're gonna get him in there, bro.
What's A24's Marvel movie?
Pretty much. It's Marvel's Inside Out.
Yeah.
No, you can go first. What did you think about it?
All right. So I had honestly pretty high expectations going into this movie, which hasn't been the case for most Marvel movies for me in the past 3 years. I thought the trailers looked really good. Too many trailers, but that's whatever. They looked really good. They looked really they looked very A24, very it just looked like a good movie, and not even a Marvel movie. It just looked like a straight up good movie to watch. And I thought the cast looked great. I thought the themes looked great. I liked the director. Yeah, and then going into it, the reviews were also through the roof. Very high scores from people, very high ratings, great reviews overall. So I was even more excited. Yeah, and I can say coming out of Thunderbolts, which I saw last week in IMAX, it was a good movie. Definitely. I know it's everyone's saying it, one of the best since Endgame. I would probably say it's the third behind Guardians and No Way Home. I would put this there. I thought it was obviously what we thought with the trailers. It was very different. It was very fresh and fun and had a lot to say, which was very refreshing to see a Marvel movie or superhero movie in general. And it was just overall very well made. I thought from a technical aspect, I thought the editing was really spot on. Especially the editing I can think of the most that it was I was really thinking about during it was like that car chase scene. I was like, this is edited really well when Bucky shows up.
Yeah.
So I always have to point that out when I notice the editing, which is a good thing. As for the cast, I think Florence Pugh and Lewis Pullman as Yelena and Bob / Sentry, they were the standouts. They were the leads pretty much, and they were incredible. Florence Pugh, like everything she's in, is amazing, and you can just tell she's really glad to be in this universe, and you can tell she's having fun with this character in this universe, and she can obviously now carry a Marvel movie as the lead. Which was something I was a little worried about going in, but she proved that she can carry a Marvel movie in a team up Marvel movie. And Lewis Pullman, of course, he was awesome. Like he played pretty much like 2 or 3 different characters in one, and he killed it. He used like his body great. Like he was very like a bright character, very emotional character, very like a relatable character to a lot, and I'm really excited to see more of him in Avengers. As for the other characters, I love John Walker. I love John Walker. He's one of my favorites since post Endgame. I loved him in the show, and I love him in this. He's such a dick, and it's so funny. Like freaking Wyatt Russell, he's great in this role. And he's so funny, but he's just a good actor. He's a great actor. So I wish we got a little bit more of him, but I really like what we got of him. And I'm excited to see more. Ghost I liked in this movie. They really don't get much with her. I liked her a lot better in this though than Ant-Man and the Wasp. She actually felt like a character who had personality. I just wish we got a little bit more. There wasn't really much for them to do. David Harbour as Red Guardian, he's hilarious. A problem with Marvel movies has been not knowing when to balance the comedy with the serious moments and when to balance it out. I think this movie did a really good job of balancing it out. There's like 1 or 2 times where I was like, all right, we don't need that joke there. But I think most of the time, not only were the jokes necessary, but they were funny. They were actually funny, especially with Red Guardian. So I thought he was great. Now, as for Bucky, who's one of my favorites in the MCU, I honestly think like he really didn't need to be in this movie. He like his character arc to me has already come full circle, and he doesn't really have an arc to me in this movie. Like he's kind of he starts out as a congressman, which I hate. That's not this movie's fault. That's whatever movie made him a congressman or show, whatever. That's just stupid.
The world.
Right. Well, there you go. That's why. So that's just dumb. But then I wish we just saw him more as the leader of the team, because he is not only the most experienced, but he's actually he's fought with the Avengers. He is the most experienced out of all those people, and I wish we saw him more as a leader. He doesn't really lead this group. That's what I was expecting more from his character. I think they are going to go with that moving forward, but I wish we got that in this movie because I feel like he was only in it for the name. So people would be like, "Oh, it's Bucky. I got to go see it," because he really just didn't do much. I mean, he was cool, and like I said, that fight, the race or the what's it called, the scene with the car was really fun with him, and I liked that scene. But other than that, he really didn't do much. It's like they even knew like Bucky's character has already come full circle. That in the scene where they have to all see their past and go through it, they just glossed over his, and he had a funny line with it.
He was like, "Yeah, but they were like, we didn't see that again." Yeah,
yeah. It's like there's not much you can really do with his character. We've seen so much of him, and Falcon and the Winter Soldier actually, I think, did a really good job of his closure with his past. So yeah, there's just not really much for him to do. I think the way the movie ends, I like what happens at the end. I thought it was really shocking. I guess we'll go through spoilers because they're spoiling the movie already. They become the new Avengers.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it by this point, click off. We're gonna start spoilers from now on. But yeah.
Hope we don't follow the level accounts, Jesus.
I recommend you go see this movie, by the way. Go see it. It's a good movie.
Yes, definitely support it. They become the new Avengers, which I really do like, and I didn't see it coming actually. I think the way it ends though is just kind of abrupt. Like I was like, I want to see a little bit more, not as them as the Avengers, but just them as like a team and them like interacting a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because it's like the way that it's like, oh, we're gonna see them, we're gonna see where they go from here. But no, it just kind of ends there. Which I think that's what they wanted it to do. I just wish we got a little bit more of them, which I think we are getting more of them in Doomsday, which I'm really excited for.
They're gonna have a big role.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it was a really good movie. Great commentary on mental health. I think it was like a perfect. I think sometimes it was a little bit on the nose with what they were trying to say, but I think I like that they just acknowledged it, and I appreciate that. Yeah, solid movie. I think I'd give it like a 7.5 out of 10 overall.
Okay. There's.
So this movie's been getting a lot of shit from people since it's been announced. Because I remember when the team was first announced, I think it was like that was a while ago now. It was like what 4 years ago now. And like, I mean, I get it because like you hear the Thunderbolts. If you're a comic book fan, you have a whole different idea of what that means from the comics. Like Zemo's on the team, and Abomination's on the team, and sometimes Red Hulk's there, and like Norman's there. Sometimes Bullseye's there. Like they're like really in the comics. They're more so villains a lot of the time, which would have been cool to see. Problem is the MCU up until recently like killed most of their like villains a lot. So like that was never really going to happen. And I think when they announced this team, I was kind of caught off guard by it at first, but then I was like, I see what they're going for here. Like all these people have been kind of like used by like the government or Hydra or Shield or Red Room or whatever. Like they've all been taken advantage of, and like they're not villains per se, but like they've done like bad stuff, and some of it's their fault, some of it's not. But like I see what they're going for here, so I was always kind of intrigued by it. And then like kind of what Noah said when the trailer started coming out, I was like, this looks really good. Like first off, it looks like a real movie. Like the color grading is good. It's not gray. I mean, sometimes it is, but when it is, it's for a reason. It's not just like it's great. It's not great just because it's great because like that's the mood of the scene they're going for, and it makes sense. The editing's good. The action looks like good. They give all the characters like their own fighting style. Like you can tell they put thought into it, even in the trailers. Like the team behind this movie, like you have I think it's Joanna Kahlo from Beef. The director also worked on Beef. I think the cinematographer worked on Green Knight, which is an amazing movie, and it looks amazing. So yeah, and even the score, Sun Lux, the band, they're great. They're a great band, first off, and also they did Everything Everywhere All at Once to score, which is an amazing score. If you haven't heard that, so like the talent behind it, the cast was great. Like I was always intrigued by it, so I also went into it with kind of high expectations, and I think they were met across the board and exceeded in some areas. Like so, Yelena was a character I already really liked because I thought she's funny, she's like entertaining, she's charming. But like this movie, like kind of proves that she's more than just like funny, and she's more than just like the new Black Widow. Because I'm gonna say something kind of controversial here. And Yelena's like, well, I guess like this is her third or fourth appearance or something like that.
I think
third.
Third. Yeah. Hawkeye, Black Widow, and
this is no hate to ScarJo as Nat because I love Nat. I already feel more connected to Yelena than I ever did to Nat. And I liked it. Like I always liked her. I didn't dislike her. I liked her a lot. But like I feel like we didn't really get to know like Nat until like way later on. Until basically like Endgame. We're kind of like, okay, I get her now. Like this is what she's like, I get it. But like she was always cool before that. You kind of get glimpses into her backstory, but like you don't really get to know her until like
she's dead. Go all in.
And then she's dead once you get to know her. But like Yelena, we've seen her be funny. We've seen her with like her family, like with like Alexi and Nat and her mom and stuff. We've seen her like trying to get revenge for Natasha and Hawkeye for a bit. We've seen her like messing around with Kate Bishop, like that was funny. We see her like depressed and like lost and trying to make her sense of the world, like dealing with all this regret and stuff. And it's like we've seen her at multiple stages in like her life already, and I just feel that she embodies like all those things perfectly. And I think Florence Pugh like does an amazing job in this movie, kind of like conveying that depression without it being like the only thing there is to her character. Like she's still trying to like live her life and stuff, but there's like this emptiness and like she feels tired, or you can see it. I think that's really reflected. And also like Lewis Pullman, I think he's like, we all know Florence Pugh is great, and if you watch a couple movies, you know Lewis Pullman is good in a lot of stuff. But like this, I think is his like coming out party. Like he has to do a lot in this movie. He basically plays 3 characters. Like he plays Bob, who's like this really nice guy who's kind of dealing with a lot of demons that he kind of keeps underneath the surface. And you got Sentry for a little bit, who's kind of like trying to play this role like the classic, like kind of Superman type figure. And you have the Void, who's like the manifestation of like all the negative things he feels. And I think he pulls off all 3 like flawlessly. And him and Elena's relationship is really like heartwarming and nice. Like she kind of sees what she's going through in him, and like they kind of bond over that. I think that's really nice. Walker, I also love Walker. Like he was great in Falcon and Winter Soldier, like such a complicated character. And I like they weren't afraid to make him an asshole in this, because he always kind of was, but now he's like
embracing it.
He's embracing it, and he's like a lovable asshole, because like he's like the type of character who would like talk shit. He'll talk shit, but then he'll step up for the team. And it's like, you know, he doesn't necessarily mean a lot of stuff he's saying. Like he does care about like his teammates and stuff and like the mission, but he just doesn't know how to like express that in a way, like based on who he is. And he gets dumped on a lot in this movie. Like they call him like fake Captain America a lot, and it's really funny because every time they say it, he gets off. It's so funny. He gets so pissed. He gets so triggered every time they say that. Like he's about to shoot Val after she calls him. He's like threatening Bob because he calls him a dick earlier. Like it's funny. And that's another thing. Like a lot of the humor in this movie, it works because it's not like Marvel quip humor where they're just like it's like the kind of humor where you're with your friends and you're ragging on each other because you know how to push each other's buttons. Yeah. That's kind of what it is. Like they're insulting each other like really personal.
Some people.
They're insulting each other like really personal ways. And like that's why it's funny. Like they all recognize that they're bad people, they've done bad things. Like there's a scene later in the movie where like Yelena calls I forget what she says about Ava. She calls Ghost like something, and Ghost is just like,
you're not a good person.
Yeah, she says Ghost is a good person.
She was running to everybody. She was like, "Shut up, Alexi," and then she's like, "You," and then she's
and then Walker talks. She's like, "Oh, we already know you're a piece of trash. So is your family." I was like, "Yo,
that was wild. That was wild."
He said, "Jesus."
It's great.
No, but like, I really liked that kind of humor because that's kind of what the Avengers started as. Like, it was quippy, but a lot like the first Avengers. But I think this movie is kind of a reflection of that movie, the first Avengers. It's kind of brilliant. I think it's kind of like a reflection of that, where like the Avengers were taking shots at each other the whole time because they didn't really know how to get along yet. This kind of reminded me of that. And I love Red Guardian. Like, I know some people don't like him, but I think he's hilarious, especially in this movie. Like, he's just such like the heartwarming dad type character. Like, when he shows up in the limo to like rescue them in the desert, that shit was funny. Is it like Yelena's embarrassed? He's like, Yelena.
That was funny.
Yelena, don't go in the vault. And then like that was funny. And then the whole limo scene, like Bucky showing up, like, and my favorite scene in the movie, I think, is like the talk that he has with Elena, where he's like right before that she goes to the void, where she's like breaking down about like how she's been feeling and how she feels like she can't like
such a good thing.
she can't make up for all the stuff that she's done because she has so many regrets and stuff. And it's like that's I think the best part about the movie is it kind of strikes that like chord if you've ever dealt with like depression or like regret, or you don't know anyone who have, you feel like there's nothing you can do right. There's nothing that like you can do with your life that will make up for all the stuff that's wrong with it. Also that you feel like you did wrong. And like she conveys that really well. And it almost got me teary-eyed. I'm not gonna lie. When she's like breaking down about her regrets and stuff, I'm like, damn, like that's real. And he says, like, when I look at you, I don't see your regrets. I just see like all the good stuff that you've done and all you can do. And like that felt like kind of like Noah said, like that's the most authentic emotion I felt in a Marvel movie since like Guardians 3.
Yeah.
With like the rocket stuff there. But like that kind of like the stuff with Bob, like getting like that is very subtle, like getting the glimpse into his life, like the stuff with like his parents. You don't really see anything, but you hear it. And it's like you see why he turned out the way he did. And like they even had him say that he was on meth, which I would not expect them to say that because that's the stuff that happens in the comics. So like, they're not going to do this. I was like, yo, they actually went there. But yeah, like the whole I really love the third act of this movie because it does away with the classic like beam in the sky. There's a giant CJ army here to fight. Like, I mean, yeah, that makes sense when it makes sense. But like, I like that this movie, based on the themes that it tackled, it didn't have that. Like, there is a fight, like the Void, but it's not the fight in like the typical sense. It's like basically maybe telling people to go to therapy or like to like lean on, really to telling you to like let your friends in and like let them help you in whatever form that takes. And like they help Bob overcome the Void. And like I think there's like a pretty like a good metaphor there when like he's beating the Void up and the Void's just letting it happen. Like that was horrifying to me. I was like, gee, the Void is scary, man. And like when he like turns that little girl in the shadow, like after Red Guardians, I was like, Jesus Christ,
crazy stuff.
But yeah, what else? Oh yeah, Ghost. I liked her in this movie. I think they did a really good job of showing her powers off. I think she had some of the coolest action, especially like in the vault when they first get there. And she just kills Taskmaster, which
what a arc, right?
I knew Taskmaster was dying in this movie, but like I thought not like that. I thought she was gonna like get killed by Sentry or the Void or something, but like nah, they just got her out.
She's not even vulnerable. It's just false marketing.
No, they just lied. It's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, this in the Bucky stuff, I do agree. I wish they did more with Bucky in this, but I do kind of like that this is the first time that his arc, really since the first Avenger, is not defined by like the stuff that he went through. Like it's not about like, oh yeah, I was brainwashed into being like the Hydra. Like I get it, like that's a really complex thing, but like I feel like we've been through that song and dance enough, and I think that, like you said, Noah, like Falcon and Winter Soldier kind of put a nice bow on that. Like he kind of forgave himself and let go. And I saw his arc in this movie. I wish they showed more of it. Is he's trying to help other people get to where he is now, where he's like starting to like move on with his life and accept himself and like get to a good place. He's like, he kind of says that he like sees like, obviously, I've been where you are. Like I was there. I blame myself for all the stuff I did wrong. I didn't think there was a way for me to change, but like I'm here now and you guys can get there too. And I kind of want to see more of that dynamic in Doomsday. Like he's kind of like their, don't want to say babysitter, but he kind of is. Like he
was a babysitter.
Kind of like he's trying to like guide them to like where he is mentally, because he's in a good place. He's in a better place now. I like that. He had some pretty cool action scenes in this. Like the chase scene was awesome. Him like slapping that car away was awesome. It was going to hit those people was awesome. Awesome fight scenes when they try to fight Sentry the first time, they get their asses. I was like, he did not nerf Sentry at all. That was pretty comic accurate. I was like, damn.
Got in the Yelena got in the elevator.
They ran.
Me and my person were laughing.
And like, I actually kind of like a character that I didn't really care about before, Val. I didn't really care about Val before, but I kind of like her now. She's like, Val is like, she's like Amanda Waller and Nick Fury, like a little bit of both. Like, she's kind of like, she's not as crazy as Waller is. At least I don't think so. But she's got. I finally see what she's trying to do. This was my problem with her, like in the other movies. Like, okay, what does she want? Like, what does she want to do? But, the ending of this movie, it's ballsy. I like that they went with the new Avengers thing, and like I said, I like that this is kind of a reflection of Avengers 2012.
Yeah.
Even with the tower and stuff, like it's pretty spot on.
In New York.
Yeah, in New York. Like, this time, like the humans made the villain instead of like the villain being a god. They try to make a human into a god instead of like a god coming down and being the villain. But yeah, and the post-credit scene, I like that they're actually setting up a movie that we're actually going to see, like for sure. It's something that we'll actually see in the next 10 years and not like what they've been doing, which is like, oh yeah, here's Hercules, here's Harry Styles,
Seeing Hercules.
Here's whatever. I don't remember the other post-credit scenes, but like this one was
Scorpion.
Really, yeah, here's Scorpion.
That's the biggest crime of the century right there.
Here's Charlize Theron as Clea.
Yeah.
And we're never going to see her again. Maybe in Doomsday. But yeah, I like that they set up something we're going to see. Yeah, it's really strong. I guess I give it an 8 out of 10. But like the more I think about it, the more I like it. I've seen it twice. I saw it with my friends and I saw it with my brother a few days ago in Dolby. Really well put together film, top to bottom. Knew what it was going to do. Knew what it was trying to do. Accomplished it. Focused, character driven. I think these are the type of movies that Marvel should be making, like striving to make more. I mean, not obviously you still need your big event like movies, but like that shouldn't be everything. And we don't need any more like movies about nothing, because that's what I think Brave New World was. Like Brave New World is literally about nothing. Like things happen in that movie, but like, what is Brave New World about actually?
Nothing.
And I couldn't tell you. But yeah, this movie's definitely about something. I think they're releasing a mental health awareness month. That was cool. Yeah, go see it.
Yeah, I guess it's my turn. I had pretty high expectations, and this with like the team. I think the director was on Beef, if I'm not mistaken. Darius, I think he was on.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
If you watch Beef, that's a pretty underrated show on Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
And does it seem like it should be on Netflix because it's actually quality?
HBO,
it's level quality. That it feels like it looks like it too. But with like Darius said, when the lineup came out like at San Diego Comic-Con years ago, I was like, okay, I don't mind it, but I was like, I wanted Zemo in there. I pretty much just wanted Zemo. I didn't really get like the complaints about like people wanting Bullseye because it wouldn't make any sense if Bullseye was on a team with like Bucky.
That's actually evil, guys.
Bullseye is like an evil guy. You can't redeem him. All right. Especially if you've seen Born Again, spoilers. But I really, really enjoyed what they did with this movie and how they tackled like themes and mental health, and what they did with Yelena. I really resonated and with her character, and after this movie, like she's in my top 5 post Endgame characters. Just what Florence Pugh does is you could just tell she loves playing this character, and if you listen to the Futurette, like she want to do her own stunt and stuff. Like she just enjoys playing the character. And not gonna lie, I will say it does feel like it's Kevin Feige's way of saying, hey, I kind of messed up with Natasha, but I'm not gonna mess up with Yelena, so here you go. But because I think somebody said it that Scarlett Johansson like did this so Florence Pugh could walk as Yelena, or I don't know what the saying is, but it's one of those. I think I saw it on Twitter. But I like that she was the lead of the movie. I think it made sense. Because I said it the other day. If it was Bucky, like him, I wanted Bucky to be the leader. I do agree with that, Noah. Like him being the leader, like the Captain America role, like it would have like it would have been like the edits would have been crazy, like freaking Steve like looking down or whatever. But just her being the lead made sense because I feel like if Bucky was like the lead character, it would have been like, well, you did this with Falcon and Winter Soldier, especially with the movie that they were tackling, you know, the stuff of like mental health and like feeling like you're worthless in life. Like I relate to that stuff, you know, what is your purpose in life and where is your life going? And like when the beginning where she's at Alexi's house and she's like, do you feel fulfilled in life? And you know, he's putting on a front, obviously, like, yeah, I feel fulfilled. Like it's like, no, you don't. Very, very fulfilled. But it just touched me and like I got teary eyed at a couple scenes because it's like I relate to that like every day. Like, what is your purpose in life? Are you fulfilled? And that stuff, like for certain people, like it could lead to like depression and like loneliness. And when she's like said that she's lonely, it just like it's like damn, like Florence Pugh was like killing it. But I love John Walker. I never got the hate. I mean, I kind of get it, but at the same time, like I think he's kind of overrated. Like he's funny. Like Falcon and Winter Soldier, like I can see how people not liking him in that show, but this movie, like he's freaking funny. Like my friend, he didn't watch Falcon and Winter Soldier, and he even said like he's his favorite in this movie. I want more of him. I think they're gonna set him up with like you said, Darius. Like he does care about his like you know the members of the team. Like I think he's gonna have a lot of like plays, like sacrifice plays. Maybe not die, but like he's gonna like sacrifice.
He's gonna put himself on the line. Yeah,
put himself on the line and stuff like that. But I love what they did with Red Guardian. I'm not the biggest fan of Red Guardian, but this movie I enjoyed him because in the past I'm like this dude's just funny. Like this is David Harbour, just having fun, which is fine. But you know, this movie I actually really enjoyed him. He was actually a fucking father. But I even said to my friend like he gives Johnny a run for his money and being a bad dad. But he was pretty funny, and it was comedy where it's needed, and then like they like the scene with like Yelena before she goes to the void. I like that it was a serious moment, and then like it wasn't. You could tell they wanted to put in some comedy afterwards, and then she just said like a line like, "Oh, that was really good and stuff." I do kind of agree with Noah. Like Bucky didn't need to be in this movie. Like I do kind of see like he's just there to sell tickets, but because even when he was announced, like I was like, how is he gonna be in this team? Like, what's his reasoning? But his reasoning made sense. Like he goes and he finds them and stuff. And I love. We'll talk about the post-credit scene, but they definitely foreshadowed it. Like if you don't know your comics, or you don't know like the asterisks, I knew it was gonna be New Avengers, or like Dark Avengers. But the stuff with like Mel when she's like talking about like the Avengers and there's no like Avengers team, they're not coming back. I think that played into that decision to start up like his own team. And I think with Bucky, we're gonna see in Doomsday where he's gonna tell Sam that like I did this because like first off, these people like they need a someone to guide them, and like I can relate to me and stuff. That's like Sam, like with all due respect, he's not gonna understand that, and other characters are not gonna understand that because Bucky was an assassin for Hydra. So and these other characters, they were villains and they were doing things that they didn't want to do, and he relates to that. And I feel like that he's gonna say that to Sam in Doomsday. Hopefully he understands, but I don't really care for Val. I still don't understand her point Like, like she's just kind of like it. Like the scene with like where she's where Sentry like touches her and like her backstory. I just felt like it was like written in like, oh, we gotta give Val something, like give her like this one scene, and that's just the way it came off to me. I love how this movie doesn't look gray a lot because the MCU has a gray problem with it pisses me off, but it feels like a film, like not a MCU like cookie cutter like movie straight to the point. I love how the final act is not a big CGI fight like in Shang-Chi and some other MCU movies. It's about fighting your inner demons, and that's what I appreciated about it. It's not going to work for everybody, but I just really loved and resonated with it. And yeah, I just really enjoyed it. I think it's in my top 10 MCU. It's better than a lot of them in my opinion. But I guess we could talk about the post-credit scene.
Yeah. So is there a little civil war going on between Sam and Bucky now?
I guess. I hope not.
I think Sam's problem, if I had to guess, is that they're technically still working for Val, and Sam's had a whole thing where he's like, "Fuck the government." So it's like,
yeah,
I think if Bucky explains what actually happened, like that, oh yeah, we're not really working for Val, we're just kind of like using her for resources. I feel like if they just had a conversation, this could be fixed.
It does kind of make sense.
Yeah.
Like I think people like on social media are digging on Sam too much. Like the whole point of Civil War, like you just said, was so the government doesn't have control over the Avengers. And now this new Avengers is pretty much government owned.
Yeah, exactly it's exactly what Steve didn't want to happen. From Sam's perspective, he's like, bro, our best friend is dead or whatever, wherever he's at. He's like, doing the exact same thing he doesn't want us to do. He didn't want us to do. Like, we just fought over this, and then we fought over you. Like, Bucky, you were the person we fought for. Most of that movie.
Here's the thing. I feel like with Val, like Val's kind of working for them. Like, because
but Sam doesn't know that.
Yeah, he doesn't know that yet. But
I think it's kind of stupid that Bucky didn't try to explain that. Like, I feel
like maybe 14 months later. Like what's gonna happen? Like they're gonna. I don't want this to happen because people are gonna dog on Sam, but I feel like they're gonna play into like he doesn't trust like Sentry and he doesn't trust like everybody else on the team and stuff. Like he's just, and I feel like Bucky's gonna like defend them because it's like, well, I was where they're at, like for like years and stuff, where I was doing this stuff. I think they're gonna play into like, where Bucky like. He felt he can relate to them. Like they need someone like him to like guide them and stuff. That's why like he was like, I mean, for all intents and purposes, he is their babysitter. Like
with as many problems as I have with Brave New World, what I do like what they're doing is they're kind of like Sam is Captain America, but like they're kind of splitting up Steve's role between Sam and Bucky. Like they're kind of like giving them like Sam is Captain America. He's the symbol. He's like what people should aspire to be. But Bucky is like that, like inspirational, like leader, like kind of like character. But they're kind of giving them both. Like neither one of them can measure up to Steve like individually, obviously. But like they don't need to because there's two of like they can both kind of split like the role of Captain America, like as Steve between the both of them. Like, and I actually really like that like at an angle if that's what they go with.
I think it's a really
have two Avengers teams. Like you need.
I just don't want them to make Sam like come off like you guys know what I'm talking about when it comes to like, fighting characters. I don't want them to make him like come off bitter or something.
I think it's a really good setup for Doomsday. Like how Infinity War, the Avengers were split up, and going into Doomsday, there's an Avengers team, the new Avengers, which really shouldn't be the Avengers, like power wise, like
besides Sentry if he comes
I'm
back.
glad they are though.
But no, I'm glad too. And then you got maybe Sam who's like kind of forcing together an Avengers team just so there is his own team, and then there's tension between them and they don't know how to fight together yet. So that's actually a really good setup, I think, for Doomsday.
Yeah, I agree.
But But yeah, I really like it. I really like how they ended it. Cause like and I like how the public is like, these guys are not the Avengers.
No, the
That
part
was
where
really
he said,
good.
"Not my Avengers," like, oh, they're taking a
Yeah.
dig at those certain people online. I
No,
fucking
because
love
they literally did what, like, imagine if they had called this movie the New Avengers from the beginning. That's how people would have reacted. People in like real life, they're like, "This is the Avengers?" Like, nah, bro.
Yeah.
I love how they're taking a piss at a certain people on social media. I love it.
But like, yeah,
I don't know.
I
I don't know why John Walker still has that taco shield though. 14 months later.
Yeah, he wears that
He
hat now. He doesn't. He dropped the mask.
Okay, this suit, Bucky's suit's kind of drippy. I like that suit.
Oh,
That's
amazing.
that was
No,
sick
I
suit.
was saying this yesterday. He needs to wear like the Nightwing style mask that he wears in the comics.
Oh yeah, for the comics, that's sick. Yeah, he needs to wear
that. Don't bring back the Winter Soldier like that. No, wear like the mask and have him freaking like the Nightwing style mask. Do that, bro. That one.
I agree with Noah. I really like. If they go with the idea like the Thunderbolts are kind of like, well, the New Avengers are kind of like the worst team outside of Sentry. They really don't have any like power, like a powerhouse, but they know how to fight together already. And Sam's Avengers will probably be stronger because we'll have like Captain Marvel and like Shang-Chi and like stronger people on it, but like they don't know each other at all. So it's kind of like an interesting like a balance. Like, yeah, this team is probably stronger, but like they're strangers, you know. But this other team, like they've been through it. All right, and then the Fantastic Four. I know we haven't seen them yet, but like I think the interactions between like them and the Thunderbolts could be really funny. Like the Thing, and like Alexi, they can be really funny.
I am so happy.
It seems like that's the group that they'll be hanging out with the most.
Yeah, I was saying to you yesterday, like no matter like Doomsday, like if it's good or bad, like the one thing I'm looking forward to is like the group pairings, like, and I am looking forward to like the New Avengers with the Fantastic Four.
Because I guess like Sam's Avengers will be the Avengers that go to the X-Men world. If I had to guess,
yeah, because like that's where Monica is, and Carol was going to want to go there, and she's going to be on the team. Like it's going to that makes sense.
Yeah,
and then I guess like what was it? Remember that concept art that came out of like it was Reed and Yelena was there when he was like Doom's like in his own.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess
that what I think is gonna happen, I feel like because it makes sense because like Pedro was at the premiere and then like he was talking about like Thunderbolts and then like Florence Pugh was like, oh Pedro like in a mid interview it's like they have like I love that that's like the group pairings and stuff.
Yeah,
like, you wouldn't expect that. Like when we were theorizing about Thunderbolts, you're like, oh yeah, the two Avengers teams are going to be together. Spider-Man might be with the Fantastic Four. The X, like they'll go meet the X-Men, but like you don't really think about like the Thunderbolts or the New Avengers and Fantastic Four. Like how is that dynamic going to work?
What if they go to like Latveria, like? That could be like where they go and stuff. Like
they go after Doom there, yeah, that could be a possibility.
Yeah, and they all like because what I think could happen, like they all like go like different like locations. Like okay, so Sam takes his Avengers team with Carol to the Fox world, and then Fantastic Four and the New Avengers are like I don't know where they would go, but then like maybe they go to Latveria or something, and then they all like end up at like one place, and that could be like the Fox X-Men universe. Because I still think that this movie is not going to take place in like our 616 Earth. I think it's going to take place like in the Fox X-Men world,
which would explain why certain characters don't get involved. Like Spider-Man's really not in Doomsday. That would explain why he's not. He's like it's just not in 616.
Yeah,
for most of it. Yeah. But yeah, like I think. Because we've all said it, they should have had a smaller Avengers movie before they did this. Ideally, they should have done that. But if you're not going to do that, this is probably the best thing they could have done with what they have. Is like have two teams and kind of have Thunderbolts be kind of an Avengers movie itself, which I think is kind of brilliant. That's probably this is the best thing I think they could have done, like with what they have. It's up to Doomsday to land the plane now, and we'll see if that happens. But like,
Russos,
ball's in their court now. But apparently they directed the post credit scene. That's what.
Yeah,
they did.
You could tell. Like,
Yeah.
It didn't look bad. You could tell it looked different. Like the camera angles look different.
Yeah, I hope they use that. Don't go back to that fucking Endgame gray shit.
So I think that might have been a scene from Doomsday. Like that might actually.
I think it is. I think it is. It'll be cut up a little bit, but that's yeah.
Well, Darius, remember how they said it was day one. I think they've been filming Doomsday stuff for a while. I don't think
I agree.
The first day.
I think they've been filming like post credit scenes for Fantastic Four for this.
I think that was the first day with Doctor Doom on set. That's what I think.
Yeah.
RDJ. Maybe that's what it was.
But yeah, this is one of the most like my theater went crazy for this post credits. I feel like the Fantastic Four ship shows up and they play that
Do you guys mind that they showed that? Like, because it's kind of a spoiler for Fantastic Four.
It is, but here's my thing with it. We don't know why they leave, and we don't know if Galactus wins. We don't know if they're warning them about Doom. We don't know we don't know what the context is. Like, it's kind of just like, yeah, they're here now, which we kind of knew that was going to happen regardless. So I don't really think of it as a spoiler. It kind of is, but it's like the most basic spoiler. It's like
everyone knows, like, you knew this.
Yeah, like it has to. They have to leave. They're gonna, how are they going to be a Doomsday if they're not? Like,
I think people are just jumping to conclusions like, oh, their world dies.
I don't think the world dies.
I talked to RJ about this. I really doubt they're not going to have the Fantastic Four lose.
I think what happens, like in the trailer, like Reed's already doing research on the multiverse, and I think once they I think he doesn't want to like help like other worlds. He wants to help their world first, but I think Sue is the one that convinces them because she says like it has to be us and stuff. So I think that Sue convinces him like we got to help like this other world, and I think he finds out about like the 616 Earth like incursions and are going to happen, and I think that's why they go and stuff.
Yeah, especially because if Doom is from their world, they find out about Doom's plan or whatever. I think the Fantastic Four are going to try to stop the X-Men and Avengers from fighting because they're going to be like, you guys are getting played. Like Doom is playing you guys to fight while these incursions are happening. Like you guys got to chill out. And I think that could be why they're coming to 616. Because in the post-credit scene, they mentioned like some space stuff that's been going on. They said it's like a space crisis already.
Yeah.
So like that kind of leads me to believe that maybe incursion is already happening.
Yeah.
And they just don't know what like is going on. So
No, go ahead. No, sorry.
I was gonna say it's gonna be funny when like the Fantastic Four like land on 616 and they're like, "Who's your world's mightiest defenders?" And it shows a Thunderbolt.
Like, you guys,
first mightiest heroes.
First mightiest heroes. Who's your protector? He's
because
they've
already confirmed the Fantastic Four. Like, there's no other heroes there, so they're like in their world, they're it. There's no Captain America. There's no Tony Stark. Like, there's none of that. So they don't have they're gonna have no idea who any of these people are. It's gonna be funny.
Who do you guys think Doom is like gonna interact with like the first in Doomsday, like the first character he interacts with?
I think he's going after Loki.
Yeah. Very similar to Infinity War start.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna be real. If it starts off like that, like he died.
I don't think it'll start like that. I think that'll be his goal is to get to Loki by the end. Like Doom trying to get to. I mean, like Thanos trying to get to he got the Mind Stone last. Yeah, the Mind Stone, the Vision.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Thor is going to try to protect Loki. That's going to be his whole thing when he finds out about that.
I don't know. It's a good question.
Get back on Earth. Like, I want to know. I mean, not how, but like, what makes him like get back on Earth? Like, maybe Captain Marvel. I don't know.
Who, Thor?
Yeah. Like,
I hope they include Sylvie in this. I want to see more of her.
She wasn't in the chairs.
No.
Mm-hmm.
But we already know TVA will be back.
Yeah, apparently they were like a big TVA war or something, like a fight scene or something.
Well, apparently there's the Magneto versus Doom fight.
That's gonna be sick. Magneto, dude.
That's definitely happening. Like that fight scene.
I got my money on Doom for the context of the movie.
Somebody's gonna get pissed off in that fight. Like a fan base, a certain fan base gonna be pissed off.
So maybe it's the X-Men. If they're already filming that scene, maybe he interacts with some of the
I
X-Men.
guess it shows up.
Yeah.
And apparently they're filming like in the snow today or something. Anthony Maggie's in
Yeah, Anthony Mackie.
I feel like that's Latveria. That's got to be.
Oh, dude.
Snow.
Snowy Latveria? Oh shit.
It's gonna be Latveria.
Maybe they're actually going. They're calling it Latveria.
But I think based on like what people have said about some of the stuff, I think the movie starts with like a flashback with Doom and Reed because they said like there's like a 60s style house there. So maybe it's like Doom and Reed like meeting their college thing basically where they meet in college. And it's like explains why Doom hates Reed. I think that'd be a cool cold open where like they meet.
Yeah, that would.
And like the whole thing happens, like Doom's machine explodes. Like Reed tries to warn him about the machine, and it explodes on his face. Doom's face is scarred now.
This cold open better be long as shit. Like 15 minutes. I don't care.
Infinity Wars was long.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. So, do you think they'll touch on any of this in Fantastic Four, like Doom and Reed?
I think it'll be hinted. I think it'll be hinted at.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
What I think they'll do is I think they'll talk about him. Not like I don't think they'll say his full name, but I think he'll say like, you know,
Victor,
and then like at the end like you'll get like a post credit scene. I think this post credit scene, like if you think the Thunderbolts post credit scene was long, I think the Fantastic Four better be long.
Yeah, that is the build up.
The build up. Like, that's the final movie until.
You know what? Yeah. I kind of like that. I like that the Thunderbolts one was like a post credit scene and not just like a 30-second teaser of like some random person, some random standing in a random place, be like, yeah, I'm about to come and do some random like it's not like
because they actually seeing somebody on set for Fantastic Four. They were filming. They were like trying to hide this person. I think it was RDJ.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think those two post-credit scenes better be Doom teasers. Like you have to. I
think one will be a Doom teaser, and one will be the other part of the scene where they meet the Thunderbolts. Maybe that'd be cool for that. Like they're
like kind of like how they did in like what was it, like Civil War, where like they showed. Well, it was a post-credit scene for they showed like a scene from Civil War.
Ant-Man, yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah, I think they'll do that again. They should do that more often. Are we gonna rank them?
Phase 5.
Yeah, I'll pull it up. Phase 5 movies. Because I don't think
this is not gonna be hard.
It's not gonna be hard. I was looking at it like I think I know.
God. All right. Can we get the obvious out there?
Hey, put that shit in D. Put that shit in F.
Yeah, this should be even lower than D.
It would be so bad, bro.
It was that movie started Phase 5. Oh my God.
Here's my thing with this movie. They didn't give Scott a character arc. He has no arc in this movie. He learns
Nobody
nothing. He learns nothing. There's not like no one in this movie has an arc but Janet. That's it.
Yeah, sure.
Janet's the main character.
Janet is the main character. She's the Wasp in the movie. The Wasp is actually.
And this movie, bro, this movie's first trailer had me hyped.
The trailers are really good.
It was fire.
By Yellow Brick Road.
Yellow Brick Road, that was hype as shit. Yeah, this movie was just awful in every way. And it's going nowhere now because of the whole Kang stuff.
Yeah, it aged so bad too. That's the funny thing.
Yes. No one's going back to watch this. All right, Guardians 3.
That's it's gotta be.
I think the best.
Yeah.
I think that's the best of Phase 5.
Yeah, it's
in my opinion.
Dude, like the emotions, the way it looks, the sound, the villain, High Evolutionary, he's not talked about a lot. He's one of the best MCU villains. There's not much you hate that dude, like the stuff that he does.
Yeah.
He's like the closure, not just for Rocket, but for Quill, for Gamora. The Quill and Gamora stuff is really like sad when you really think about it. Like,
the animal cruelty stuff is hard to watch, man.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Even like Mantis's character, like do a lot. It's a really good movie.
James Gunn knows how to make a superhero movie.
Yes, he does.
He does.
Which is why we're excited for Superman. He has not missed yet.
Nope.
Superman.
list, bro.
We're in good
Coming
hands.
soon.
I got faith.
All right, the Marvels.
Still haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it?
Okay, I think it's significantly better than Quantum. I put it in C. It's significantly better than Quantumania. I think
I was definitely putting it above Quantumania.
it's either because like the Marvels at least has decent action in it, but like that's about it.
Yeah, all right, we can put it. Yeah, I just don't really care for it. I think honestly, it was better than the first. It was more enjoyable than the first one.
Yeah,
But that's
it
not
was.
hard to do.
It's not hard to do.
No, because they make because Carol actually has a personality in this movie. So
yeah, it's I
And
barely
like,
even remember.
I like Kamala, so I mean, there's that. So like that's, but everything else, the villain is so bad in this movie. I forgot her name.
No, terrible.
Isn't
This
it
is
Tom
all right.
Hiddleston's wife that plays her?
What?
Pretty sure I saw that somewhere. Tom Hiddleston's wife was in that movie. I don't know.
Oh yeah, it is his wife. Yeah, I think it is. This.
All right. This is
Cameo fest.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
I think it is a B tier movie.
It's a B tier movie.
I think if we're going movie wise, it's a C.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, but
Yeah.
It's just not. It's fun. It's your definition of a popcorn movie.
this is
There's
my
no
issue
plot.
with this movie. It's a fun time, and you know it's great. It's as a fun movie, it's great. But the issue that I have with it, it misses the heart that the first two had.
Yeah.
Like the first one was
100%.
about love. The second one was about like you know, where Deadpool like with the kid.
That one's really dark. He's suicidal in that movie.
Like finding a family, like finding
a
someone.
family and stuff. The third one really pisses me off with the Vanessa stuff. Cause to me, she was the heart of the three movies. Like her relationship with Wade is like makes these movies, in my opinion. And the fact that like they had it where like they break up. I hate when they do this in like film where a couple or like you know they break up like or a friendship they just stop off screen shit that pisses me off. And like
especially after everything he went through to be with her, like the second one, like he basically rewrote time, and then like it just didn't.
And then like this stuff, I felt like I wanted more. Like, I get it, it was a Deadpool and Wolverine movie, but like at the end, like with like the final battle, you could have brought in like the characters from his Earth or something like that, or like the kind of like just
Colossus, Colossus,
like.
Yeah.
It's a fucking like Fox X-Men salute movie, and then you don't have Colossus in that bitch. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
I think after seeing Thunderbolts, this movie pisses me off even more because this movie could have done what Thunderbolts did with Logan and the whole mental health. Instead of actually diving deep into Logan and
even like, Wade's pretty screwed up.
Yeah, exactly. They mention it once. You get one little flashback for each, and that's it. And then it's just cameo.
They also half-assed like Logan's arc, where he's like, "Yeah, I wasn't there for the X-Men. Like, I didn't show up. I was drunk."
They should have shown that.
They should have shown that, and they should have expanded upon more on why he wasn't there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it just pisses me off. Like, I don't know why.
It just says a bunch of stuff.
You know
but
what?
It doesn't
Here's what we do:
go.
move the Marvels down to D in front of Quantumania though, and put Deadpool Wolverine at C. It's gonna piss people off.
I agree.
Are we posting this?
It's gonna piss people off. Listen.
Yes, we're posting this.
People need to realize you can enjoy a C movie. I enjoy the movie. Like I still watch it. I still enjoy it.
If we're ranking this based on strictly enjoyability, it's a B, maybe an A. Yes. But from a movie standpoint, it's not really a good movie.
Oh yeah, it's not.
And that's why it's in C.
People compare to No Way Home. I'm like, No Way Home has a message and like a plot. And like the best parts of No Way Home to me are when it's when it's Peter one. Like it's our Peter just like trying to deal with the shit he's been like. That's the best part of No Way Home to me.
For sure.
Toby and Andrew are the icing on the cake. Like that's what makes it better. But like Tom has a good arc in the movie. Like without without the cameos in Deadpool Wolverine, what are you left with? You're just left with Wade making jokes for 2 hours. Just like that's fun to watch, but like that's not a movie.
And to me,
with this movie is what people think that No Way Home is. No, this is what y'all think No Way Home is. No, like the story is not there for Deadpool Wolverine. Like it's literally just a fun time Marvel movie. Like that's what it is, and it's okay that it is Deadpool.
To me, it's neither a Deadpool or Wolverine movie. All the Deadpool supporting characters from the first two are in it for like 3 minutes, and Wolverine, no, there's no one. It's his daughter, and that's it. Like it's just cameos. It's just fun.
They sold on the daughter stuff too, like X-23. Like she could have taught them about like her Logan, like on like her Earth and stuff like that. I don't know. It just they kind of just play everything for like, I get it, it's a Deadpool movie and he's a parody like type character, but they played there was a lot of what made the first two special was that there was like it knew when to be serious and there was like special like moments and like with the heart of Deadpool, because Deadpool underneath like he does have a heart. Like he does things his way. He's a merc with the mouth and all that shit.
That's the whole point of his character. He uses all the humor and like the craziness to cope because he's a really screwed up person. Like that's what I wish this movie. Like when Noah said, Deadpool and Logan have a lot in common. They just deal with their shit in a different way. Like Logan, people out and like is angry and is a loner, and Deadpool like hides it behind like humor and like, oh, I'm crazy and all like, but like they both are screwed up mentally because of what they went through. And they kind of touch on that a little bit with the best scene in the movie, which is like when Logan lays into him where he's like screaming at him about like how he's a terrible
that was a great scene.
Terrible person. And I have Deadpool as a screw up and stuff and they fight. That's the kind of stuff I wanted more of. It's like them going at each other like personally because they can see like what the other one really is, because they have that in common, like kind of what the Thunderbolts did, like, and the Guardians have done. Like they can see each other for who they are because they're also screwed up, but like they don't really do that. Like they just, I don't know.
The third also.
What?
I did not hear that.
What happened? What did you say?
I said the final battle sucks.
No, it's bad.
Yeah, I don't like I think it's one of the worst final battles in the MCU. I don't like it.
It's barely a final battle.
Hands. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, but it's like before, like they just fight when they fight. Like when we get Wolverine, when he puts that cowl on, that was badass, right? But after that, I'm like, we're just fighting a bunch of Deadpools. No, I want like some. No, we need to go balls to the wall with this shit. No, why are we fighting a bunch of Deadpools? Like I don't understand that.
Yeah.
And it was really easy for them to beat the bunch of Deadpools too. But.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was super easy. All right. Very new stuff. What is that?
That's when they should. Okay, you could have had. I don't mind them bringing in like Wesley Snipes earlier and Channing Tatum, but I felt like they should have had like like Sabretooth in the final, like maybe like a bunch of Sabretooths or something. I don't know, but a bunch of Deadpools, that was whack. I'm sorry.
Brave New World.
Okay, Brave New World was ass.
But it's like, is it worse than Quantumania? I don't think so.
Nah.
Is it worse than the Marvels?
Okay, we might have to put Deadpool Wolverine in. We can't put Brave New World next. We might have to move Deadpool Wolverine up. We can't, if we're not gonna put Brave New World in D. We're gonna.
I don't enjoy it. Like, okay,
I think we put it in D.
No, Brave New World's at the front. I think it's at the front of D.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like it more. Is it better than the Marvels? Is it? I don't.
I was thinking it might not even be. Like it's terrible.
It might not be.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll just put it in. I'll let y'all choose. I didn't even finish the fucking movie.
That's all you need to know. I guess we'll put it there for now.
No, to speak on Brave New World, it's a mess from basically beginning to end. Like you can tell where they reshot stuff. Like John Carlo's entire character has been added into the movie. You can tell that he wasn't in the movie before, and they just added him.
I'm sorry, that right there that's a crime. You do not do that to Giancarlo Esposito. That was
what a waste. What a waste.
That's ridiculous. I'm sorry, but that really pissed me off.
What they did with that.
That was bullshit.
I'll get the good things out of the way.
The MCU, and you cast him as a freaking no-name character. Get the fuck out of here.
Harrison Ford's actually really good. Harrison Ford's actually really good in this movie. I thought he was gonna phone it in, but he didn't. He actually gave a really good performance. Yeah. And Ross is actually the most interesting he's ever been in this movie. He's trying to do a good job and stuff, but he's still kind of a dick. I think Mackey's good as Sam. They don't give him much to do, but he's good. Bucky's cameo was cool, I guess. That's really about it. Like some of the action was cool. Like the aerial fight above the water was cool. The idea of Red Hulk, was cool, but they shouldn't have spoiled it in all the goddamn marketing that was going to happen. Because it would have been really. Imagine if you didn't know that, and then Red Hulk showed up. You're like, whoa, what the? You're like, wait.
The issue, I feel like they wanted Falcon and Winter Soldier to be Cap 4.
It should have been.
It should have been. Because you could tell the leader being the villain and Red Hulk being the villain. You could tell they were
worst post-credit scene of all time.
You could tell they didn't know what the hell. They didn't know what the fuck they were doing with this movie.
Bro, this movie's just an Incredible Hulk sequel. 15 years later, and not even a good one. I totally forgot that the leader was in the Incredible Hulk, and they bring him back in this, and he's like, "Was I supposed to know this guy? He's not even a good villain." And you bring back Betty. Who cares? Clearly, Marvel didn't care, so why should I? And it's a Captain America movie.
They ripped off the Winter Soldier a lot too, in a bad way.
It's an Incredible Hulk sequel. It's trying to set up the Avengers, which it doesn't even do. They just mention it 5 times that Sam's gonna lead and create the new Avengers, but he doesn't do shit.
Also, and the Man Team exists. That's it.
Yeah. And the Red Hulk's in it for 5 minutes at the end, and it's the worst. It's a terrible final battle. He just gives them a pep talk, and he's done. He's chill.
They did Anthony Mackie dirty in this. I'm sorry, they did him dirty.
Did. And I don't care about this new Falcon. I don't care about him.
You can tell Mackie really tries. He tries really hard. He's charismatic. There's some fun parts. The action's good, but they just don't give him he doesn't have an arc either. What's Sam's arc in this movie? What is he learning?
Anthony Mackie dirty. No, listen. No offense to Danny Ramirez. He's a good actor. But his Joaquin Torres is fucking annoying. So I'm sorry, I want him to shut the fuck up and watching this movie. Shut up.
His arc in this movie is just the same as his arc was in the show. His arc in the show was he doesn't think he's worthy enough to be Captain America. He doesn't think he's worthy enough to lead the Avengers now. It's the same thing. We already went through this.
I wish the only other good thing about this movie is Isaiah. I like Isaiah. That's about it.
I wish they would stop doing that to Sam. It's no, you need they're trying to do these things where he doesn't think he's worthy. It's no. He is worthy. Okay. Stop doing that bullshit. All right. This is ridiculous. Steve would be disappointed. Stop it.
I agree.
I'm sorry. He needs a serum. I'm standing on that. He needs a serum. I know it's a whole moral thing. He doesn't need it. It's his character. No, if you're going to go up against the Red Hulk and Doom and you're the leader, you need the fucking serum. I'm sorry. You just need it. I don't buy that shit.
He might take it to Doomsday, honestly. He might do it.
What they should have done, they should have just made Cap 4 the story of Falcon and Winter Soldier, and then done something else.
Exactly.
They should have did something else for this.
And then Bucky would have been in this movie and not Thunderbolts.
Yeah. You could have included all that in the same movie. You could have had Cap help out. You could have done with something else. I don't know, because I think Falcon and Winter Soldier is severely overhated.
I agree.
but I think people are starting to realize
Yes.
now because I never understood the hate that show got at the time. And that should have just been the story for the movie. Like, just cut out a few things, and it could have been the story of the movie. Like, it's I don't know, but yeah.
And you could have even saved maybe Red Hulk for the Thunderbolts.
Yes,
That's what I thought they were gonna do when Thunderbolts was like originally announced. I thought like Red Hulk was gonna be like the villain. That's what I think. I mean, it worked out in the end, but for
I'm glad we got Sentry, but
Century, yeah. I don't know.
it's not a good movie. And honestly, it might not be better than Marvel's, but hey, I'll give it the nod because
it's in the same tier.
Some of the action is cool, and Anthony Mackie's cool. So
another instance where the trailers are better than the movie itself.
Yes.
Yeah, the trailers were good too.
Last but not least, definitely not least.
Definitely not.
Great.
Thinking A?
I think it's top of A. Yeah.
Top of A. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. For all the reasons we said earlier.
Yep. So we have S A.
So not a very good phase.
No.
Yeah. Just like
an amazing movie, a good movie,
and a decent movie.
Okay movie, and 3 bad movies.
3 terrible movies.
Yes.
Yeah,
honestly, Quantumania should be I still think Quantumania should be lower.
Yeah, Quantumania is way worse than those.
No, Darius, remember when I like called you after I saw it? I was like, there's some good moments. I was trying to find some good and like talk about in the movie.
Yeah.
Quantumania might be the worst MCU movie. It actually might be. That's crazy.
It could be. It's Thor: Love and Thunder exists.
That and, like Love and Thunder and like that's really
Well, actually, I had to say Love and Thunder's back because when you waste Christian Bale, you can't. That's a crime. You can't.
That is true.
At least Jonathan Majors, like he
tried.
He tried.
He was the best part.
He was the best part. I mean, with Christian Bale, like I wish he changed the script. That's one of those instances where it's like, no, I'm not doing this.
I still can't believe he did that. He even wanted to do it.
What pisses me off about Love and Thunder is they had Gore killing way more guys and they just did it. They filmed it. They just didn't include it.
No, he's up. Christian Bale's up. He literally said he's up to come back to the MCU and do it. All right.
Honestly, do it, bro.
Do it right now.
No one's gonna remember. No one's gonna remember you play Gore. Go ahead. Go for it, bro. No one remembers that.
Do it.
I will.
I will.
No, but like, here's another thing that don't. Not that phases ever meant that much, but like phases do not mean anything anymore. Like,
no.
We started with what started this phase? Quantumania. We with Thunderbolts. Like, what the hell? Like,
it's. I didn't even know the phase ended until a few days ago when they said Thunderbolts was the last one. I'm like, we're already on phase 5. Like,
phase 5.
I think they said technically Ironheart ends phase 5, and because Fantastic Four starts phase 6. But like,
I don't know. I didn't even know that Ironheart was going on.
I think Thunderbolts is a good place to end phase 5, like thematically. But like,
yeah.
And then with an Avengers movie, that kind of makes sense. But yeah, this phase was not great. It's not good. But hey, man, on the phase 6, already looks like it could be better. We'll see though.
Also, look at this. The highest movies we have, Guardians and Thunderbolts, they could stand alone as their own thing. These 4 are just setups and connections and cameos and yeah, the 2 on the top can stand alone as their own movies outside of universe.
Yeah. God damn! I didn't realize he was that bad. Honestly, the shows were low key better than the movies this phase. Besides the top 2, shows were not that bad. This level. So what else we get? X-Men 97.
Agatha
wasn't terrible when I watched. I just wasn't interested.
Agatha all alone.
There's another show we got too. I don't remember.
The Spider-Man, if you count that.
Oh yeah, that was a decent show.
I mean, it's all right. Like,
It was decent.
But yeah.
That is our ranking. I can't wait to post that.
Dude, bro. People when people see Deadpool Wolverine and see, they're gonna be like, "What the hell?"
People are honestly switching up on Deadpool and Wolverine as it ages.
This is one of the times where it doesn't piss me off because I understand.
Yeah, I kind of.
Because usually when this happens with movies, they did it with No Way Home. I was like, I mean, yeah, No Way Home's not a perfect movie, but it's like, dog, like you were just talking about how this was amazing like a month ago. And it's like there's criticisms to be made, obviously, but like it's a good movie still. Like it's probably like the second or third, like probably the second best movie they made, or first, depending on what you think of the movie they made after Endgame. But like Deadpool Wolverine, we were talking about this in our group chat. I think it's gonna age really bad. It already is starting to. Especially if Doomsday and Secret Wars somehow better. I don't think people are gonna really think about Deadpool Wolverine that much anymore, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
If you ask me, Multiverse of Madness might be better, but whatever.
Who?
Multiverse of Madness might be better, but you didn't hear that from me.
In Deadpool and Wolverine?
A better film, yes.
I guess. My only issue with Multiverse of Madness is like the script is so messy and it feels like But it feels like they want it to be a Scarlet Witch movie, and then like the other writers are like, "Oh, Doctor Strange movie." I don't know. It was weird.
Should have been called just Doctor Strange versus Scarlet Witch. Like, no multiverse. Yeah. That was episode 10, by the way.
Episode 10? We made it to 10. Yeah. That's so
nice round number. Nice 10.
Yep.
It was a MCU-centric episode. So, I guess that will... Any more? Like, did any news drop that we got to talk about? No? Nothing? Try it. On.
It's been kind of quiet. A little too
quiet.
Oh,
I got a notification. Alex Garland apparently is rumored to direct an Elden Ring movie.
What?
Yeah.
Elden Ring movie?
Nexus Point News said it.
That's interesting. Alex Garland. That's interesting. I still need to see Warfare.
I need to see that too.
Yeah, I didn't even see that.
It's been too much out, man.
It's been a lot.
I guess we can talk about what we watched real quick. Besides, I've seen Sinners and Thunderbolts twice each. But other than that, what did I just watch?
I watched The Accountant too, and I know you did also.
I need to watch it. Right? I might go.
I watched it. Yeah, what'd you think?
It's pretty. I thought I liked it way better than the first. It was way more fun.
Yeah.
It was solid. Like 3 out of 5 stars, I think I gave it.
Also.
Yeah.
I watch.
Have you seen The Accountant 2, Darius?
I might go tomorrow. I need to watch it.
You gotta watch it.
I watched Drop.
I watched Drop too.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't hate it. I thought it was fun. Because, like, listen, I like those type of movies where they're just like ridiculous and they have a gimmick. And I think it's a 3 out of 5. It's like a movie you watch and turn your brain off. You have a good time with it. That's what
I like the concept. I thought it was really clever, but I just think like the acting and the editing and everything was really bad.
Yeah.
Like it seemed a little bit high.
Like the concept of it's like a Hitchcock movie.
Oh, boy.
It's like a Hitchcock would have made, but it's like the worst possible execution. It's really weird. What else?
Too many cuts in the movie, is it?
Too many cuts. Yeah.
Yeah, those are all like the newer movies I watched besides Sinners.
Yeah, I've just been watching Sinners and Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
What else? No, that's it. I saw Minecraft, and that's all we need to say about that. I saw it. It happened.
It's all too, yeah.
It did happen.
Chicken Jockey.
Okay, I got to go in a little bit. That movie pisses me off. I said this in the chat yesterday. That movie has no plot. It is a 2-hour Minecraft tutorial where Jack Black just names stuff on the screen,
Insane
points to
shit.
stuff, and like there's no plot, there's no point to the story, like, and it's somehow gonna make $1 billion. I don't understand. Like I don't understand. I get it, like 5 to 10-year-olds like it or whatever, but like, what? It's just noise. Like it's just noise and memes. I don't get it.
Brain rot.
If this is what video game movies are gonna be like, Jesus Christ, like, God no, like Fortnite movie, if that ever happens, it's gonna be terrible.
Oh God. Don't speak that into existence.
It's going to happen. You know it is. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I just hate movies like Minecraft. It's like the most corporate common denominator thing ever. It's what
The studio.
Yeah, it's what people think. So people think come look like, you know, which I guess some of them are. But
some of them are.
I don't think anyone's ever been as bad as Minecraft. It's not just been like,
No.
yeah, here's this, here's this, here's this. Literally jangling keys, like Jesus.
Has it made $1 billion?
I think it's going about.
It's gonna. Yeah. Because they did a re-release thing.
Oh God. The sequel to that trash is not good. I guess that'll do it. That was episode 10 of the Cinema Kings. We are officially in the summer blockbuster season, I would say so. Yeah.
Sir.
Right, man?
Yeah.
Mission Impossible
Thunderbolts started it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mission Impossible. I can't wait for that.
Final Destination technically next. I'm excited, bro. Final
Oh,
Destination.
yeah, I do want to watch that.
Yes, sir.
Lilo and Stitch, if anybody cares.
No.
Karate Kid Legends, if anybody cares. I mean, we'll watch it.
I hate that the movie exists, but I will watch How to Train Your Dragon. I will watch that. I will watch.
I'm gonna watch that. I'll watch. I'm gonna.
I love the movie. I love the original 3 too much. I mean,
I'm not watching it. It's a live action remake.
The Life of doesn't the Life of Chuck come out this summer?
Oh yeah, Life of Chuck. I'm excited for that. It comes out next month. No, yes.
Something else.
Karate Kid Legends is an hour and a half, by the way.
We're going back to the 90s with this one. We're going, oh God.
Right?
90-minute movie. Okay, I'm not gonna say they don't work, but unless it's an animated movie, I don't like 90 minutes.
It's gonna be rushed. It's gonna be rushed.
Unless it's like a family like movie or like an animated movie, it doesn't feel like.
I don't like 90-minute movies.
No. Even the original Karate Kids, like, aren't the original Karate Kids 2 hours? Like the first 3?
Think about it.
Well, I think the first one's like about 2 hours, or at least like an hour 55 or 2 hours.
The second 2 were longer, aren't they? 2 and 3 are longer, aren't they?
I think isn't third short? It just feels long because ass. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah,
I can't wait for Karate Kid Legends, where this kid gets bullied 5 minutes after he goes to school, and then 5 minutes later.
Oh no, yeah, you're right. Karate Kid 3 is like an hour 51.
Yeah, they're all 2 hours.
Yeah, that feels like when you watch Karate Kid 3, it feels like a 3-hour movie.
The pacing's so bad in that movie.
Pacing's terrible, but we got Terry Silver.
Yeah, Terry Silver.
But it's like you're making a new movie shorter than the 80s movies. Like, what are we doing?
That's so bad.
What the movie has to do. I said this yesterday. The kid has to move to New York, which I think that's going to be the first 5 minutes. Jackie Chan has to meet Ralph Macchio.
Convince him to go from California. No, he has to go to California. Convince him to go back to New York from California, and then train him for this tournament. And then he also has to meet this girl at school whose dad needs to learn how to fight for some reason. And then he gets bullied by not Robbie, this other dude who's definitely not Robbie, by the way.
And that guy knows karate, but Ben Wang's character knows kung fu.
And this will all be in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Then he trains, and then the tournament. And then, there's 2 post-credit scenes, supposedly, by the way. This is a Marvel.
Two?
I thought there was just 1.
I saw something that said 2.
Oh boy,
Chris is coming back. Martin Cove's coming.
Marvel movie now, guys.
He survived the explosion.
I swear to God, it's gonna be Miguel. It's gonna be Miguel. It's going to be Miguel. It's Miguel or John. It's Miguel or Johnny or both.
I think it's Miguel. I think it's
Miguel because they followed him.
The other one's gonna be Dre. The other one's gonna be Dre. It's gonna be Dre. One Dre.
What are we? What are we? Some kind of Karate Kid legends?
Oh man.
On that note.
Yeah, I think we'll end it.
We'll be back. We'll be back when, like, at some point.
Do we do one before Jersey?
We should.
We need to do one in Jersey.
You know what? Yeah.
Live.
Cinema Kings featuring the other Kings.
Live.
With guest stars. You know those other guys. They're not really that important though. So you know them. If you know, you know.
We are the Cinema Kings, a trio right here.
We're the Kings. They're there, I guess. You know.
They're there.
And they're gonna have a field day with this.
With the list that are about to put out?
No, with what you just said.
Oh.
No, I hope they clip that. I want them to see it. I want them to see it. I'm gonna screenshot our ranking too and put it in the chat. I don't care.
I will.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
All right. Episode 10. We will see you guys in the next one. Hopefully
episode 11.
Because Jesus, it's been dry.
Yeah.
But episode 11 coming soon. We will see you guys there. Peace.
Peace out.